Okay, guys, Tony the GM. Mendoza, positive plays his college career. That's not where you look for a quarterback, but we're going to see what they're doing with him. Definitely doesn't have high end arm strength. That's one. Okay, a lot of clean pocket throws, clean pocket, open receivers. That's a nice throw. Still not top high end. Not a high end athlete. He's not a very low end athlete either. Okay. Slightly, he's below average. Now, extending the play. This is one of my things that we looked at part one. Does he look up after the play breaks down? Okay, these are all positive plays. Again, we saw this at Cal. Anticipation outs over and over and over. Back shoulder throws. Okay, what does he do well? Okay, deep ball. He could have let him more to the left. He should have let him. He ends up. I don't think he has a plan for his deep ball, guys. That's another negative that might show up in the pros. His Indiana receivers helped him with his deep ball. Another anticipation out. Now, this is someone who just made a film of every positive throw. Nice throw. He had enough on it. He does have arm talent, but you don't have arm talent plus positive arm strength. Nice play. He might get exposed in the pros, guys. Again, turned into a tight window throw for lack of arm strength. Anticipation out. How many times are you going to see anticipation outs? Do realize he's not going to be able to do that consistently in the pros. Everything clean pocket too. I mean, so far, all of last year, they showed us two pressured throws. Now you got to remember, these are all positive plays. You can't look at it and say, wow, what a great quarterback. Okay, back shoulder throw. Nice touch. Okay, but the same thing. He's dependent on his wide receivers, guys, which could turn out to be an issue. Again, a play broke down. He ran, okay. I was 3rd and 6. It was a good decision. But it's consistent with his tape. A comebacker on an out pattern. They're helping him, guys. Okay, everything basically first read and protect the pocket also. That's not where you shop for a quarterback. Now, how many times has he been pressured so far? We looked at Cal. We're looking at completions. Another wide open throw. The draftability, there is something there. I like Mendoza. He's a product of hard work. I don't see a lot of second progression. I don't see him following progressions at a high level. I don't. And I sort of see a little bit of the differential in throw speeds. Like he did add a little bit more to that one. Okay. Look, all day, wide open. He's not attacking the middle of the field. He's doing it less as we go up. Okay, if you look at his completions, very few throws that could be considered tight window. And I believe the majority of them, he made them tight window because of lack of huge arm strength. There you go. And now I'm talking, and he makes his best throw probably. Still, it wasn't a huge distance. It was like 15 yards. He did add a little bit more to it, and he did come off a first read. I mean, these are positives. There is a lot to work with here. An offensive genius gets him, could do some things with him, for sure. I mean, you could tell there's a lot of intangibles here. He is hardworking and he puts a lot of effort into certain things. To be able to throw with such advanced anticipation on his outs, but he's not doing it on an interior of the field. He's making quick reads, but he's also, this is Indiana State, guys. You got to look at level of competition. Everything protected. There's not a lot of pressure. You got to see what happens under pressure. And you're not going to see it here because they're not going to show it to you. It wouldn't have been a positive play. Again, the same play. Anticipation out. He does it real well. Miami took it away from him, though. He didn't do as many. That's one of his only, it's a short post. He threw it with a little bit of touch. The longest throw so far we have is 47 air yards. That's not a positive either. Quick release. He knows where he's going with the ball. It's a college defense again. Same thing. What I don't see is any layered throws, guys. Which is a major, something you're going to have to do in the pros. I also see the majority of it is going to his first. Everything's clean pocket. That's another major issue, guys. Major issue. Okay, because that's not where you look for a quarterback. You look at, does he extend plays? Does he look when he's under pressure? And he stood in and took 2 hits so far. You got to watch this play again, guys, because he's done this a few times. He has a touch to make the play. This is a touch pass. It's a nice play. There's a lot to love. He's getting help, guys. As I said, this isn't where you look for the quarterback. You look at the negative plays. You know, and we're seeing the same thing. Absolutely no pressure on these positive plays, guys. None. And that could end up being a major issue. It's what happens when the first read breaks down. How many times we're going to see this anticipation out? He's definitely being helped. He has a great line. He's protected consistently. Again, play broke down. Okay, he dumped it off, which is good. That might be Signetti. Again, play breaks down. He runs. Does he get it? Okay. Got to look at the down. Wow. He's made the same touchdown like 80 times. He knows he's going there too. It's a matchup, not a nightmare. First read, protected pocket. This is his best throw, guys. Right there. Okay. He had to wait on that too. Okay, let's look at that again. This is probably his best throw in college. Okay. I see it on every quarterback's film, guys. You see, that was a luck away. Had nobody to luck, and I mean, it's a nice throw, but it's his best throw in college. A little bit of pressure, which is nice too. Anticipation out. We're shopping on the same thing every time. Play breaks down, he gets the first again. Okay. Is it a positive or is it a negative? You got to look at the down again. Okay. He made space and he's running. Again, almost a first down. I think in 2 years positive plays, he continued twice. This is his third pressured throw. He had a throwing lane. Now this is 2 years of football, guys. Okay, pressured 3 times. While completing a pass. You know, it is a positive, okay, that he did make it. You know, he stood in there. I mean, that's fine. But the problem I have is what happens when he is pressured and the play breaks down on his first read. What happens to the play? You know, this is where you find your quarterback. I mean, there's not a lot on film. There's not a lot of tight windows. There's not a lot of attack in the middle of the field. 20 plus yards down the middle of the field and over. There's not much there, guys. Okay, you're going to have to be able to do that in the pros. He's the opposite of Bo Nix. Okay, he's getting help. He's gotten help at all levels. You know, you don't see this on some quarterbacks' film where he has playmakers making plays for him. You know, we could do this all day. I mean, you're not looking at the film properly. Everything's first read. He has 3, 4 progression throws on his whole tape. Again, back shoulder. The ball struggling to get there too, by the way. Definitely a first round pick. There's a lot to work with. You know, he's not an elite talent. He's a mid to late first round pick. You know, I evaluate a lot harder, but if you consistently look, you know, that's like one of his tightest windows of the year. Anticipation out, anticipation out. You know, over and over the same types of plays. Somebody's going to take him to the house, you know, in the pros. They're going to pick that. Again, another running play. How many passes does he have after he's pressured? I think he has 2 in 2 years so far, where he has to break his first read and run. He's taking the checkdowns. I think they added this in Indiana. Against the tougher defenses, he's going, everything's in front of the defenders. That's another thing that could be a major issue. You know, when I say I look at everything, I literally look at everything, guys. He does do that anticipate. Now, my positive is you know what? He probably didn't get a lot of good coaching at a younger age. He was a 2-star. He worked his way. He probably works really hard. He seems like he's really bright, okay? Could he learn all the things? I mean, if he could make those anticipation outs, you could game plan all the things for him. But my issue is that's not where you look for your quarterback, guys. It's your negatives. So far, okay, he ran and made another throw to his check down, okay, after his play was broken. I mean, he still doesn't have any plus plays on an extended play, a huge plus play. All day to throw. I don't know, guys. A little bit more pocket maneuver. He's going to his check down a little bit more at Indiana. This is going to be continued again. Take care, guys.